to welcome you to the July 15th, 2025 Hibbing Public Utilities Commission meeting. All commissioners are present, along with City Attorney and Commission Attorney Andy Borland and General Manager Luke Peterson. Are there any adds or deletes?
Chair, I have an ad under probably new business. It would be a summary of the performance evaluation of the general manager. Thank you.
Okay, and then I'm also going to add an item under new business. We'll call it 8B. That'll be executive search process for the HR position. Just a quick discussion on that.
Yep.
Luke?
Point of clarification, Commissioner, you could do that under 7C as well. So either way, whether new business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep.
Sorry.
So I apologize for that one. I did not see that one on the bottom there. There we go, 7C. Okay, we'll do it there.
Sorry, okay. And I do have, if I could, Chair, add old business to the agenda as well. For some reason, old business got dropped, so I'd like to add it back on as an item. And under old business, we'll just talk about updates on the INE
Okay. Perfect.
combination.
Old business. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to approval of the minutes. We'll approve the June 24th, 2025 commission meetings. Wishes of the commission.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stokes.
Support.
Support by Commissioner Sandsted. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent, or citizens forum, I have nothing. We will move to the consent agenda. Item 5A, approve invoices greater than $10,000 and approve the bills and ACH transfers dated June 21st through July 9th, 2025. Item 5B, approve the payroll paid and overtime reports for the June 26th and July 10th, 2025 pay dates. 5C, approve request for contribution from the Hibbing Community College Foundation pickleball tournament fundraiser in the amount of $500. Item 5D, approve the request for contribution from Mines and Pines Revisited in the amount of $500. And item 5E, approve request for contribution from Hibbing Chamber of Commerce Golf Classic in the amount of $500. Wishes of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I have one question on finance, if I could ask, please.
Commissioner Stokes?
Mr. Peterson, page 17 of 131, vendor number 25811, maximal renewal license. Is that going to be our annual fee for the renewal license?
Let me get to the page, but yes. Yes, it is a 3-year license agreement, and that's
A 3-year?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
just an annual.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That is an annual fee for a 3-year license term, let me just be clear. So we would expect a similar amount for the next.
For the next 2 years?
Yes.
Oh, so it is
Yeah.
that charge for per year?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
All good. Looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Stokes.
Support.
Support by, is that Commissioner Hart or Babbage? Commissioner Babbage. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, financials and risk management. Item 6A, approve the June 2025 interim financials. Mr.
Thank you,
Peterson.
Chair Bayless. Commissioners, before you, and I apologize for the delay, we have the financials for the year, the half of the year ending June 30th. If you recall, we normally have our meetings on the 3rd week of the month, which gives us time to finalize the financials by the end of the 2nd week. We are in the 2nd week right now with our meeting, so we didn't have the financials ready by Friday. But we do have them here for you. They came in today, and I just wanted to provide the update. We also have Bethany from Baker Tilly on the Zoom call for any questions, if necessary. I'll just go over a brief recap like I normally do and turn over to questions and show some KPIs that we talked about last month. So for the first half of 2025, we're at our 6-month period, which is halfway through the year. Revenue totaled $18.2 million for 2025 compared with $16.9 in the same period last year. That's an increase of 1.3 million versus 2024, so revenue is up. And again, consistent with previous months, the increase in operating revenue is due to the colder winter heating season, which we saw in the first quarter. Operating income, which is, I'm sorry, I skipped expenses. Operating expenses total 16.5 million, which compares with 15.6 million in the same period last year. So overall, we are at a net income impact for the 6 months ended June 30th at 1.7 million compared with 1.3 in the same period as last year. We're relatively on par with where we were last year at this time. Total change in net position, which includes grants, stands at 13.4 million compared with 1.9 million at last year. So that's our total profit for the 6 months ended June 30th. And then I just wanted to turn to the financials just a little bit, since we typically don't go too much into the weeds here, but I did want to point out the financial report of actuals to budget. And if you turn to page, page 8 and 9, financial statements, commissioners, you'll see our actual operating income of 1.7 million compared to a budget of 2 million for the year of operating income, and net difference of 293,000, which is based on the majority of the difference with budget is due to timing. So how that's put in there. So that's the financial report.
Any questions?
Before we close this section, Chair, and I might want to also show the financial indicators, the KPIs we started talking about last month. Ron, if you could pull that up. Commissioners, if you recall, last year we presented on some of the kind of key financial indicators of Hibbing Public Utilities compared to other public power entities throughout the country, just as a way of comparing how we're performing against industry averages. The column on the left, upper left-hand quadrant, the last page, is the debt ratio of where we stand with our debt ratio compared to other public power entities. HPU as the end of June stands at 8% versus an average of 27.5% for the industry. Our return on assets, which is an effective measure of how well we are being efficient with our revenues and the amount of assets we have, is at below, right now we're at 1.1%, and that's reflecting our slight profit for the year. As recall that even though we show an operating profit at this point of the year, we expect to be just slightly positive at the end of the year. So we're targeting a profit margin of 1% for the year on the bottom right-hand corner in our current budget. So just so not to say that we want to be grossly profitable, but this is just an indicator of financial performance versus our public power peers.
Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At our meeting this past week with MMUA, and we were talking about different documents, one of the things we had talked about was including in our financials like a year-to-date balance. Here's where you're at. Is that included in this?
For the income statement, for the financial statements, it is, but for a project level view of like, with this project, we budgeted this, with that project, and this is where we are. We're not at that. We're not quite there yet, Commissioner, and we're working on that, and we want to report that to you. I do have a summary of, sorry, Tammy, I forgot it. Tammy put together a high-level schedule of capital budget year-to-date where we're at, and I'll recirculate that right after the meeting.
So on the Baker-Tilly document that we're looking at, just yes or no, and if the answer is no, that's fine. This isn't considered a project, correct? This is...
This would be considered our financial statements, so
Right.
our overall health of the utility overall, not at the project level view. That's correct.
So there is no year-to-date, boom, done.
For the operation results of the utility, yes, that is what's there. For the financial statement.
Okay. We'll take it offline. I'll
Okay,
figure
sure,
out
yeah.
How you're looking
Yeah,
at it.
and we very much heard the request on the budgeted projects too, and comparing where we are on the various projects. And Tammy has a draft of that in process, and so we'll share that with you after this, right away.
Thanks.
Yeah. And just a point of reference, commissioners, these are more like the financial statements we see in the annual audit, so.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll be looking for a motion to approve those June 25 financials.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Babich. Support. Support by Commissioner Hart. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, move on. Item 6B, approve GPM Incorporated for circ pump number 5 rebuild in the amount of $40,365.50. Mr. Peterson?
Yeah, thank you, Chair Bayless. Commissioners, ahead of you is just a request for approve the rebuild of circ pump 5. And circ pump 5 provides condensate or cooling circulation for turbine 5, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Paul? Turbine 3, I'm sorry. Circ pump 5 for turbine 3. Thank you. This item was not specified as part of our original capital forecast for the year, but it is something that came up during the year, and we feel it's prudent, and it is it's above my ability to approve individually, so commission approval is required.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stokes.
Support.
Support by Commissioner Babich. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
maybe for Mr. Plumbaum, but we're talking about pumps here, that's why it
Yeah.
jogged my mind.
Yeah.
Number 2 feed water pump. We had some things going on that maybe purchase one for Virginia, maybe buy our own, maybe rebuild. Do you know where we are on that?
I'll
All
defer
maybe?
to Mr. Plumbaum, if you're able.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, Commissioners. To your question, Commissioner Stokes, an extra steam feed water, turbine-driven feed water pump is your question, correct?
Number 2. I
Yep.
think it is. Yep.
Number 2, we did purchase one from Virginia. They did have theirs completely rebuilt by GPM, and it has maybe 100 hours on it. Right now, Oman Industries has that pump in their possession. They did go through it, make sure all the seals and everything are good. So we're just waiting on timelines to align to get that in here, and we have some piping work to do, and then we'll probably look at getting that turbine looked at before we run it. But we do have one already purchased, and that's already approved, already spent.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I know it's out of line, but
No, you're
the
fine.
pump thing jogged my memory, so
You're good.
thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Moving on, item 6C, award RFP 25-03 transmission transformers to Virginia Transformers in the amount of $2,883,539 for the Southern Interconnect project.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Bayless. Commissioners, ahead of you is the request for approval, if the commission would so authorize to award the RFP 25-03 to Virginia Transformers in the amount of $2.8 million, 833, the amount that's listed there. And this is the main transformer for the Southern Interconnect project. And as you recall, we discussed at the working session last 2 weeks ago, with EPE present, just the various specifics of the transformer, how it's needed and how it functions, as well as the options for the on-load tap changer that was there. We had some follow-up items and questions from the commission meeting, and we are, looking forward to answering any of the questions you have. If not, we look forward to recommending the Virginia Transformer awarding of the RFP. It was the lowest cost, as well as the best lead time, and in addition to that, it was domestically produced in the United States in the state of Idaho. So we feel that that is the best choice for this purchase. The packet also includes the information on the other transformer from Hyundai. We just do recommend the Virginia transformer. We have purchased from Virginia transformer before. Both of the current distribution substations are being built with Virginia transformers, and we've had very good luck with those and the company to deal with. And the fact that they're domestically made, we can go visit the factory, that's really nice to see. So.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Peterson, could you tell me if there's a lead time on cancellation and/or a restocking fee in case something happens where we would need these transformers?
There is, a lead time. I don't have the specifics of that, of when we would have to, what the final cash flow parameters are. What would typically happen is we would issue the PO and we would negotiate a final contract with Virginia Transformer based on the terms of that PO, in which case we would agree to the final terms of the progress payments. How much are we going to pay an order? Typically once the final drawings are approved and submitted, there's a different payment milestone on shipment, and then a final one on commission testing on site. And we've been very, I think it was a 50% on the last Virginia transformers that we've done. It was a 50% fee. 50% of the value would be paid at commission testing approval. So until it's fully energized, all of the money wouldn't be spent. So if we cancel, getting back to your question, Commissioner, there usually is a fee associated with that, and we'll make sure to be fully transparent and update the commission as we negotiate that contract to make sure everyone's comfortable with the final details of the terms.
Thank you.
Are you thinking you want that to come back, or you just want to be updated as they go?
Yeah,
Just updated.
you'll update us. As well.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that, I want to know if there is one and what we've done in the past, so just explain that for me. Thank you. I'll make a motion if there's no other questions to
Okay.
approve.
Yeah, motion by Commissioner Stokes.
Support.
Support by Commissioner Hart. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6D, authorize full detail engineering package for the Southern Interconnect project, including survey in the amount of $2,213,889 to Electric Power Engineers. Luke?
Thank you, Commissioners. Along with the transformer purchase, it is time to move from our 10% design to the plan to have 100% design and construction drawings issued. And with that, we spoke with Electric Power Engineers who have been managing the first parts of the project and now have this proposal to share with you that we reviewed at the July 1st commission meeting. The schedule for the drawings will be the 30% design complete is targeted for October. That would include final surveying and final route selection. 60% design would be complete in December, and the wrap-up and the complete issue for construction drawings would be expected in February under this proposal. And so with this is the full engineering, detailed engineering specs required to bring this project to fruition. And this this amount represents about 11% of the overall project budget. So if we compare past larger projects like our water projects and how we have about a 20% engineering soft costs budget, this is in line with our past expenditures. So following the commission pushback and feedback at the meeting in July, EPE has waived any sense of contingency in this proposal. So this is a fixed number based on commission feedback.
Okay.
Sure, I had a question. Luke, is it just a typo in the letter? You mean February of 2026, am I right?
That is correct.
Sure.
Thank you, Andy. I missed that.
I was going to ask.
Back to the future.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was a busy week last week, as I'm sure you know, not that there's an excuse, but had some very, very productive full-day meetings last week, so.
Perfect.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Mr. Hart?
Luke, is there any guarantees that they'll have the bidding documents ready in February? Can we have any guarantees?
If there's a delay, it will be on us, due to like route selection and things like that. I would have to ask them just to like put in writing, and I can get back to you like on how they would do it. But yes, I can ask them before I sign the contract and get back to you. I'm fully in support of whatever surety that the commission wants to get in there. and
I just
clear.
asked that because, you know, bidding in January through March, you get pretty competitive bids. After that, you don't. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll report back to the full commission on that. I'm sure that's something that they'd be able to accommodate. And it's also, I mean, they're waiting on us to complete a lot of the route selection work and the permitting. And I'll also mention to the public tomorrow, the jurisdictional authorization for the local review is tomorrow at the city council meeting, where we would be able to, take advantage of the local review process, which will allow Hibbing people more direct access to intervene on the project rather than having to go down to St. Paul, where the Public Utilities Commission would grant it. And, that will also speed up our timeline. So all these things together, to kind of get around your question, but back to it, Commissioner Hart, despite what your name tag says, I'll make sure that that's in there before we sign it.
Okay, looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion approved by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Stokes. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Feels like progress.
Yeah, there's progress, yes.
All right,
Thank you,
item
Commissioners.
6E, approve Stuart Irby's distribution rated underground cable quote for warehouse inventory and project material procurement in the amount of $65,991.96. Luke?
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a much more routine item. This is an inventory stock item of cable, and it is above my ability to approve individually, so bring it forward to the Commission for approval. The reason why we are recommending not the lowest cost on this one is just because there is no lead time. It's in stock, and we need this soon. This is the cable that's going into the public safety building, as well as the number of feeder conversion projects going on around town. So this is a much-needed item, and look forward to answering any questions the Commission may have.
Okay. Commissioner?
Mr. Peterson, is this a budgeted,
Yes.
previously budgeted item?
Yes, it is, Commissioner.
Thanks.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll support.
Motion by Commissioner Stokes, supported by Commissioner Sandsted. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6F, review underground excavation contractor sourcing for electrical distribution cable installers.
Yes, so I spoke with Ms. Adams this morning, and this item is a bit of an FYI for the commission. There's no official action required here. This is just to notify the commission that we have a lot of underground boring in the works to complete the scheduled construction throughout the city. And normally, I haven't worried about the ability to approve the boring estimate from a vendor because of it's being under my ability to approve. But because of the amount of work that we have going on right now around the city of Hibbing, not just our work, which we do for the streetlights, but also additional work for customer services, and in particular, the area around the Aldi grocery store construction is particularly rocky, and we're going to be probably looking at a higher cost per foot of excavation in those cases. So this is more of just an update for the commission, nothing to act on at this point. Other than it's a good sign of construction around Hibbing that I think our crews and George can probably attest to it, is we have way more going on, not from us, but from other construction activity around the city than ever before. And that's a very positive sign for the city of Hibbing, and we're happy to do our part to make sure we have the contractors mobilized. And per our purchasing guidelines, we still have to go out for 2 quotes for any of this, so that will still go on. This was more of an update. And Commissioner Sandsted, you know, or others who are interested, this is very much in our part of our budget. It's just, I expected to approve them onesie twosies, and some of the items might be bigger, so than my ability to approve.
Okay, thank you for that, Luke. Okay, we will move to, we have new business. We'll go item 8A, GM performance review.
We have
Update.
7.
Are we going
Seven.
to policy and governance?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I skip right over it?
Sorry.
Good call, way to keep me in line. All right, we'll go policy and governance instead. 7A, accept the notice of retirement of Greg Hooper. Luke, did you have anything you wanted to say on that?
Well, Greg Hooper's a legend, and I just wanted to, you know, of all the employees I've worked with, there's many great gems, and nothing fully exemplifies that stewardship of the city of Hibbing from the past and for the future than Mr. Hooper's service. So I just wanted to thank him. I tried to get him to come to the meeting tonight, and in true Hooper fashion, he does not want the limelight. So, and he also wanted no comments said about him in the commission meeting, just so you know. I did not obey that, so.
Commissioner Stokes.
I'm not gonna be. No, I worked with him for a long time, and he's a great guy, and just wish him well on his retirement, so.
Indeed. Thank you. I would, even though he's not going to like it, I am going to say, when I got on the commission, I knew very little about utility work. And there's a few people that were really key in teaching me some of the stuff about the power plant, turbines, operations. And Greg, you were one of those guys that I reach out to when I have questions, and I appreciate all the time that you've spent talking to me about it. So thank you, and enjoy your retirement. Okay. Do we have to formally accept that, I suppose?
You should.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion
Second.
with gratitude.
Perfect. Motion by Commissioner Sandsted, supported by Commissioner Stokes. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. 7B, approve job description and internal posting for chief operating engineer.
You know, this is, you know, the day I didn't want to see coming is Hooper's departure. So there's just a lot going on right now with the utilities, and a lot of this was prepared before the MMUA retreats last week, where we talked about org structure and design. At this point, I don't feel, I want to take the org design one step at a time. And this is a big thing, and I've just offered that for commission. A lot of this was prepared before our retreats last week, so I'll offer it for your consideration, but I just think we should pause just a little bit to allow time for the org work to happen.
So do we table this, or?
I think we could just pull it. If we table it, we have to take action on it next meeting.
I think that, I would agree with the chair. If we just pull the item for this evening, or if it's just here for discussion but not consideration, I think it would be more appropriate. Otherwise, you're gonna have to act on it on your next action meeting.
All right, that's what I asked.
Okay.
So just let it go, or would we have to?
We'll
make a
just
motion?
pull it from the agenda. Yeah. So pull it as an action item, I suppose, huh, Andy? Okay. Okay, so then we will take that up a little bit after we get org chart settled, working session, all that jazz.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Move on, 7C, discuss recruiter and interim recommendations from MMUA for Senior Director of Human Resources and Organizational Development. So, you want me to just take that one?
You take that one,
Okay.
I got nothing.
So yeah, I was trying to add it in a place it didn't belong earlier because I didn't see any information in the packet about it. But it snuck up on me at the end of the agenda. So I did have a discussion with Carlene after our planning sessions last week. And the recommendation or the suggestion was that the commission takes ownership and responsibility for the actual executive search, not going through necessarily the staff to handle all that. So what I think we would want to do, in my opinion, and everybody can chime in, I'm not making a decision, I'm just offering suggestion. We should form a committee of a couple of commission people to interview the headhunting firms, for lack of better terms, to select one of the candidates that MMUA has recommended, unless we have other suggestions within the group. But they did give us 3 recommendations. If everybody saw those emails, we could interview them and then choose which firm we want to go with, if we want to choose one of those 3 firms.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
do you want, all the commissioners, I should say, do you want to form a committee to choose that? Or do you want the hiring committee to do that? Or do we
I
all
feel like we could-
throw our recommendation in a hat and we pull it out, or?
I'm open. I mean, this is not me making a decision, so we can handle it however the group decides.
Personally, for myself, MMUA, I think, did a very thorough job in finding 3 different entities and prioritized what they felt would be the best fit for what we had given them, what we're looking for. So I would like to save the time of a committee on this end of it, go with their first recommendation, and then be part of interviewing whoever the candidates are that they find.
Sure. Okay. Does anybody have any comment to that?
It's good with me, they all seem to be reputable people, so I think MMUA put some time into this, and I appreciate their
And
recommendation.
their number one recommendation really was looking at, and had demonstrated work in finding HR relocating to greater Minnesota different, and it was Minnesota specific, so I think that, pulling in, so
Okay.
I thought that number one candidate stood out.
Okay. Any opposition to that? I love that idea. I think that works. I think it saves
Let's
some
start
time on
moving
our
on.
end.
Mhm.
Do we, I suppose we don't necessarily need a motion for that. We can just arrange that to, we
Until
don't
you
have a
have an-
contract in front of us.
Until you have an agreement,
Yeah.
right, you can just reach out on your own, and whoever that group is, and
Perfect.
if they have a proposed agreement, you could approve that at your next action meeting.
Okay. That
Or
sounds good.
even at one of your discussion meetings, as long as it's noticed, you could take it up quicker if you want to get to it.
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Commissioner, do you remember by name which group that was? I don't remember off
I
the top
can
of my
find
head.
it, I can look up our email.
Either way, we can find it. I figured we could just choose somebody to give them a call. I can call them and arrange that. Or
Just pulling it up.
I've never heard
If I can get my attachments to open. Keep going, I'll come back to
Okay,
it.
yeah, and we don't need to necessarily put that in here. I just figured we would say it in the meeting, and then we can move forward with it. But we'll reach out to them and set up everything we need to on our end, so thank you for that. So no action needed. We will move on. And let's see, now are we going to the item 8A, right, Andy?
believe so.
Okay. 8A, GM Performance Review Update. Mr. Borland.
Thank you, Chair. An evaluation of the general manager for work from August 9th of 2023 through June 13th of 2025 took place on June 24th of 2025. The commission individually scored the general manager in various categories. The overall average of the general manager's evaluation was between a needs improvement score and a satisfactory score. The general manager and the commission had a very constructive conversation with respect to how the general manager could improve his work to the satisfaction of the commission. That's my report.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that. Any comments, discussion on that? Me too. Let's see, we will move to old business. We'll go 10A. Luke, under the I&E department.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm going to pause for just a
Yep.
second, and I apologize, I was a little distracted trying to find the name of that organization.
Yeah.
Give me that one more time, what was your review, just,
Oh.
I
No, you're
apologize,
sorry.
I
Go ahead.
apologize.
By all
I said,
means.
what I advised was that this is simply a summary. It said the overall average of the general manager's evaluation was between a needs improvement score and a satisfactory score. the general manager and the commission had a very constructive conversation with respect to how the general manager could improve his work to the satisfaction of the commission.
I do have a question, and I don't know how generically I can just like ask it. If the commission wanted to follow up on that meeting or do something like that, have another conversation, or look at putting some kind of parameters in line, something like that, would we need to call a special meeting? How would we go about, what would the process look like?
So the commission can always ask for a review of an employee, in this case, the general manager, if they wanted to. And I think that was even came up during the specific discussion. It was like, this seemed constructive. Can we do this quarterly, annually, semi-annually? You just need to call it for it. Typically, if you're doing an evaluation beforehand, you might have some information, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You just have to put it on the agenda that you want to call. And the general manager, or if it's another employee, have the right to have that in a closed session. They could choose to have it in an open session, but that's the choice of the employee.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Okay, now we will take up item 10A.
Okay, old business, commissioners, I added the item that was supposed to be on the agenda, which is under old business. I think it's time that the commission really moves forward, based on the months that we've gone through the combination of the crews, and, move forward with eliminating the instrumentation department, now that people have had time to apply for the various jobs, and have been moved accordingly, and now we're ready to move on. So that's my update.
So no action needed for any reason?
Do we need to take formal action, or we just implement? And this is one of the things for the public, there's a lot of work and flux with process changes, perhaps, and under the current way we've been doing things, I think an action would be necessary. Andy, is that correct?
So you have a department that essentially doesn't have any employees right now in it because they've been moved to the new section, correct? So if you're eliminating that, there will never be an instrumentation department again unless the commission takes action. I would recommend you have an action item that says,
Okay,
we're eliminating that department as it sits now.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you couldn't recreate it later, but you wouldn't have a department with no, just a shell and nobody in it.
Sure.
Okay. George, did you have anything to comment on that?
There's a lot I want to comment on this. I don't know if this is the place to do it. There is an individual that's in the instrumentation department right now. He's been temporarily transferred to the instrumentation electrician department. He did sign the posting to get awarded that position. And as of right now, as far as I know, he's been denied that position for some reason. I don't know why. He's qualified for it. And it's gonna open up a big can of worms on the union side of things. And who knows it's coming.
Okay. Has there been any parameters around that transfer that you're aware of, as far as what timelines?
There was something that was sent today, and a response letter from Luke, and we have, I think, 7 days to respond to that, so it's gonna be hitting, I think, probably step 3 of the grievance procedure pretty quick. Anything else?
As long as you're good.
Yep.
Thank you, George. Luke, did you have anything to?
I have no comment.
Okay. Okay, so we would, if we're gonna close out that department, we would need to actually take action on that
Take
formally.
action on that, if you're closing out that department.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion at this time to abolish the instrumentation department.
Motion by Commissioner Stokes. Support by Commissioner Hart. Any discussion?
I do have a question.
Commissioner?
The employee has been transferred out?
That's correct.
And I think the question was asked, are there parameters? Is this a permanent transfer, temporary transfer?
Yeah, the transfer is under the temporary transfer language of the contract, which will get us through the month of August, which I think was 45 days. So I have, that's what the parameters are on it currently. And if there's something, to work with the union on, I'm very happy to do that.
Mr. Chairman, those are the parameters set by the contract
Mhm.
under a temporary transfer.
So what happens after 45 days?
Typically, I mean, that would be up to the union and us to probably come to some kind of decision on. If the language stands as is and there's no other kind of agreement, what would happen is that the employee's temporary transfer would end, and he would then go back to having bumping rights, which would be to choose the position that he would like for the utility. So there are a lot of protections in place for our employees, and we're happy to offer them that certainty.
So we have a temporary transfer in which we probably won't have a place to send them back to after the temporary transfer
Correct.
initially, so
That's
there'll have to be
correct.
something figured out in the meantime.
That's correct.
And there is an established union process in place that guarantees a process for this individual.
That is correct.
And that's a mutually bargained, agreed upon process.
Yes, it
Okay.
would be in this contract.
Okay. Okay. Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
One opposed. Motion carries. Okay, I don't see anything else. Am I missing anything, Andy?
No.
I have one thing, under
Commissioner?
old business,
Yep.
a little behind the 8 ball here, but if you could pass those down. This goes along with the HR discussion, their new position here that we're gonna go out for, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and being that we don't have a set org chart, I wanted to get the commission's feeling on taking it in steps. As you see up above, there's 2 blocks and 2 blocks below it, and I would like to take this in steps, and I think that it would give direction for the MMUA if we set the top tier of our org chart and then let them go from there if the commission agrees on this. So I just threw this together, so we can get, step 1 is a commission and an attorney, and then step 2 is the manager and the HR person position that we're gonna be looking at. And if we take these step by steps by line item, I think it would be easier for us as a commission, because the next step is the managers, and then there's gonna be some additions and moving around here in the future, I know. So if we could get this part set and approve this part of the structure first, and then take each step or line item the next level at a time. So I think it'd be easier for me, and I didn't know if it would be easier for the rest of the commission to understand it that way, by simplifying this and approve this part of it, and then move forward from that. And I was just looking for feedback and maybe acceptance of this org chart, that's all.
Okay.
I like it. This is how I wanted to see it.
Can you, Andy, we have to put this up there to share, correct?
Right.
We have some extras if you want to play, if somebody wants to set it up there, just so people can just get it. Thank you.
I don't think we have the image to flash on.
You have to. You have to.
Sorry.
Yes, so we have, is this something you really want to see happen now? Are you looking for action tonight? Do you want to workshop this
I'm
first?
just bringing it up for the commission to see how they feel, and if they so choose, that's up to the commission. But
Okay.
is there a problem with it being on Hibbing
Public Utilities Letterhead, is that why you have to show it, or what?
No, I mean, anything that we look at as a group in a meeting, we have to share with the public. you know,
I just don't
that's
wanna-
regular.
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
You just following the process.
Just clarification.
Yep, just trying to
I
be
don't care.
process oriented, yeah. You're perfectly within your right to share it, yeah.
So,
Okay. I mean, I have no objection to it. Essentially, what you're looking to do is just set the top tier and then the next level. And I think what you're looking for is kind of the level setting of general manager and HR director kind of in the same tier.
yeah, and this might help MMUA if they know the position of this HR person in this, in the org chart, to what to look for and what to interview for. So, and we know the next step is our manager staff. That may change, you know, as we move along. And then the following step will be all the departments below that. But we've been fighting an org chart for how long?
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah.
So,
I personally, I really don't have a huge concern with this, but I do have a little concern with this, only based on the conversation we had with MMUA, and they were very, very clear and strong about a line item. I don't know what they called it, but I called it a line item off of like the general manager with parameters that whatever that position is, in this case, the director of organizational structure and HR, that there are certain things like they don't answer to the GM, they don't, they can't be reprimanded by the GM. I mean, there was a whole list of things, so. And because we didn't get into the org structure conversation in that meeting, I can't really speak to the why or the why not. They were so clear on it, but they were very clear to us as a commission, like, my take, only speaking for me, was they were kind of advising against this. And I think until I can understand that why better, alongside of what our needs are and what we see, like, I just feel hesitant to put anything into place other than HPU Commission Attorney number 1. Anything else below that, you know, everything else below that.
And you're kind of speaking to the dotted line they were
The
referring to.
dotted line
yeah.
that they were talking about, yeah.
Okay.
And just to be clear, like, we did try to bring this up in the conversation, but just given the time, you know, of the day, the structure of the day, we really didn't get into org charts. We didn't get into the structure the way I was hoping that we would, but
Yeah.
maybe that's for another time.
Okay.
I just-
Commissioner?
You know, my concern about this is how, the way that we're moving along at a snail's pace, how long is it gonna take to get even this implemented? This means another meeting, MMUA comes back up. I mean, is it gonna cost us $10,000 consulting with MMUA to figure out these 4 pieces to the puzzle? I mean, I just feel like we're just, we're kind of just spinning our wheels here, and at least doing this would move forward, because I feel that personally, if MMUA doesn't like it this way, I mean, they're not in charge of us, and if we feel that this would better fit our organization, which at the current moment it would, I just feel like we need to start moving forward on this, or else we're gonna be just spinning our wheels every meeting. That's just my take on it.
I don't disagree with that at all. However, I want to take all current personalities out of this and try to bring back to the fact that the work we're doing now is idealistically building for the future. It isn't about the today, it's about the tomorrow that we're really looking at. And I just don't feel like for me, there's been a comprehensive explanation of why that dotted line might serve us better, not only potentially in the today, but definitely into the tomorrow. And the place that we are in, we have not arrived here overnight. And we are not going to correct this in a week's time. I definitely want to stay on track. We are under budget from what we had originally budgeted with approving MMUA to come in and help us. I definitely feel like money that is still budgeted, not spent, that we could use and say, look, we know, we've identified, we need an interim HR person, and we're headhunting, we're already rolling on that. Number two, we need an org chart, and I think that realistically, if we communicate that to MMUA, that could probably come back, and it's work that we could probably do sooner than later, but I think we need to have that on the calendar.
Commissioner?
And I agree with you, but, Commissioner Sensi, but, org charts could be moved around also. I just want to start moving forward on some of this, and maybe this may help in the decision process for MMUA, and MMUA does a very good job. It doesn't mean that what they bring us is set in stone and we have to copy it or live by it or adhere to it. We are our own organization, and right now I feel that this is important to have an org chart starting this way and move from there. It can change in the future, but I think we need a step forward. We need to move forward. Otherwise, I made a recommendation a few meetings back to go back to the original org chart and start from there, because it seems like every time we move forward, everything gets changed around and we start back over again. And so I just want to start, if there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly line items here, I just want to approve at least 50% of them, or have them approved, or look it over. I don't, at this point, I'm not entertaining a motion. I just made a suggestion here that I think would move this forward and move MMUA forward, and maybe possibly the people who are looking for the position, this may change the dynamics of what they're looking for. In my opinion, I truly think that the HR person should be strong enough to be the assistant general manager, because in the event that the general manager has an accident or can't be with us, we need somebody to pick that and fill those shoes and move forward, because we can't afford to stop at this point. We're in a very important position in our utilities history to keep moving forward, and I think this is important for me to have somebody at that level, and that's why I presented this.
So anything that we decide on tonight, this is just consensus among ourselves for communication. Am I understanding this correctly? Communication to MMUA, and in no way are we putting it out there that this is what we have for an org structure. So I don't want, for instance, in the absence of an HR person, the commission is not going to be HR. Like, I just want to be crystal clear in that we are not HR.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think what Commissioner Stokes is hoping for is for us to just approve these four things on here. What I would suggest is, to be honest, I would like for us to maybe, just for the question's sake, get a better description of what that dotted line meant in the explanation from MMUA. I mean, I understand what I think they were talking about, but it sounds like maybe we need some clarification on why exactly wasn't this position equal rank in the org chart to the general manager specifically, because there were some specifics around that. So I have no opposition to either way, but I think it might make more sense for us to go gather information from Carlene, and I can call her and just say, hey, can you refresh me real quick on that dotted line part, and we can come back to our next meeting, talk about that, discuss the dotted line at least, and then maybe take an action at that meeting.
I get that,
You know what I mean?
and if we were gonna add an assistant general manager to that, I would change that structure immediately and put that person in there and drop the HR down to the next level.
Right.
So, but we, in my history of the utility, I think we've only had one person ever do that, so.
Yeah.
So I think it's important at this point where we're sitting to have somebody able to step into Mr. Peterson's position
Yeah.
in an event that he is not able to. So that's why I brought up for discussion or whatever. So, I mean, that's why we're here. I appreciate everybody's input.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Commissioner Babich likes it. I'm okay with either way. I'd love to get a clarification on that. But mostly the why nots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than the why we could, but maybe the why nots, what challenges does it provide, so.
And maybe we're interested in hiring an assistant general manager, but I'm just, right now with what we got and what we're gonna work with, I thought being that we're gonna hire this HR person, if this is gonna make a difference in that qualifications for that person, then I think that's time to move forward right now before we get that person in line and then say, hey, we're gonna do this, and,
Yeah.
well, geez, that's really not my forte, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's why I brought it up.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Commissioner Hart?
So this is equal managers at the top of the PUC, is that what this is?
I didn't hear, I'm sorry.
He
It's hard
said,
to
he was
understand.
questioning, he was looking for clarification on whether it was equal managers at the top, or at tier 2 here of executive leadership.
Equal as far as qualifications,
No, equal as in,
salary?
well, yeah, that could be one of them, but really it would be decision-making. I mean, there's no captain on the ship, there's co-captains? Is that what this is?
So can I take a shot at clarifying, and then you can
Yeah.
correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong? I think the intention of it, Commissioner Hart, and just based on the conversations that we had at that meeting, was the hope is that the HR position answers directly to the commission instead of the general manager, then to the commission. I think, is that correct?
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
I think that's the purpose of the structure that he laid out.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that clarification, and yeah, I mean, that might work, but if it doesn't, there could be a lot of problems. So, yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, that's why.
That's just
why I
my
like to
opinion.
clarify. Yep, yep, I agree. Thank you for that. Yep.
And like I said, I'm just tossing it out here for everybody to talk about right now, because that's why we're here. What's best for the utility, one way or other, but given our past history and what's moving forward, I thought this was a pretty good idea.
Okay. I mean, I would say we should shift this to conversation at working session, and I'll make a call to Carlene and discuss that real quick and get a clarification on what their meeting was, and I'll get something to bring to the next one, so. Okay?
And maybe talk to, like, they finished their meetings with the commission, they finished their meetings with employees. There's talk of pulling the larger group back together, but maybe even before that larger group comes back together, we can have a conversation about org charts. And, you know, maybe they can, yeah, join us at a working session or do something like that. That shouldn't be, we could probably work something in, I would imagine.
I agree. I just didn't want it to affect the possibility of hiring a new HR person,
Yeah.
Right.
their job qualifications.
Yeah.
And it could be done through the interview process, I suppose, or whatever, so. Either way, like I said, I'm throwing it out there because I think we need to move forward. This has been on the books for way too long as far as I'm concerned. I want to start getting some of this stuff wiped off, so I don't know about the rest of you commissioners, but there's a lot going on and it's hard to keep track of. And I'm retired.
I
So
agree.
I can imagine.
I agree.
Every one of you that have a job that have to do that too, like I sympathize with you, so I'm kind of getting lost in some of the process sometimes, so
Gotcha.
that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that forward.
And if I could, Chair, just a point of clarification, our next meetings are August 5th and 19th, so those would be the work session, next work session would be August 5th.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Since we're on the topic, can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
Are we gonna actually, by the next, with this posting for the HR position, are we gonna be actually approving something, say on the 19th, to actually get a posting out there? Or are we gonna be still kind of talking about headhunters and stuff? Like, what's the,
Well, tonight, I think we decided that we are going to move forward with a selected headhunter, which would have been, and I did go get that, thank you, Julie, for that, but it was Robert Hall Executive Search Firm. They will assist us, and I'll reach out to them. I think what we'll do is we'll have them go ahead and search, and then we will put together people if we want to have somebody to interview with them, or whatever process that looks like, but we won't have a job posted, you know, or we won't have a person by any means by that next meeting.
I understand not a person, I'm saying, are we gonna, because don't we have to make a motion to approve the contract with the headhunter firm?
Yeah, I mean, we have to come to an agreement with them, yeah.
So before he can do anything, we have to have another meeting, so I'm just trying to figure out, when are we gonna make the motion to let that individual or firm move forward with doing this? Will that be at the working session, or can it be at does
It
it
can
have to
be.
wait till next?
Commissioner Babich, the August 5th meeting is a working session. However, if you're all there and it's noticed, you could take action on an item. If this is the item and there was something presented from the chair that had spoken to them, that it could certainly be taken up then.
Because I would just like to, I mean, you know, I just want to see us move forward.
Yeah.
There was consensus with all of us on the number one recommendation, correct? Okay, so the chair is gonna contact them, and hopefully they will put forth a contract that we can approve at the working session on on August 5th, excuse me,
Okay.
as long as it's properly noticed, and then we can get that in place and start looking for somebody.
All right, thank you.
I hope so, because otherwise we're another month, over a month away. So I
Yeah.
understand what Commissioner Babich is
We
saying.
gotta go.
And
Absolutely.
then it's actually 2 months, because by the time we get moving, it's gonna be another. I think it's important that we fill this position immediately.
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed. Okay,
Thank you.
anyone else? Perfect. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hart, support by everyone else. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's closed.